Hi, I'm Christina Bausch. I am a physical therapist here at Rebound Physical Therapy in Topeka, Kansas, and I specialize in women's health. And one of the aspects that we're going to talk about today is childcare and how much strain that can put on the parents or caregivers, neck, shoulders, back muscles, all of those things, and maybe a cause of pain. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how are the best ways to carry and care for your child to help relieve any of those symptoms or prevent issues from starting. So the first thing we want to talk about is just some different techniques for holding. So the main things to think about are whatever position you're in, you want to make sure that you're not causing extra tension up in your neck and shoulder muscles. So sometimes, we carry and we're kind of holding our shoulders up, or, you think about kind of like that cradling position. A lot of times we may have some excessive tension up in that neck and shoulder muscle, and that doesn't take long to start feeling some pain from that. So something to think about is just when you're holding, using your arms, just try to let that muscle relax. You can kind of think about that lower shoulder blade muscle and kind of set that shoulder blade down a little bit and anchor that there. That'll help provide a little bit more support and help relieve some of that tension up in your neck and shoulders. The other thing to think about is trying not to do things that are too one-sided. So, for example, you really don't want to put baby on your hip and kind of, lean to the side. That can put stress on your back, and then also can kind of irritate those hip muscles as well. So you're better off to try to carry holding baby more midline. So you can do either facing out to the front, or you can have baby facing towards you. But just trying to keep your body more centered, keeping your weight even on both sides, and avoiding that tension in those neck and shoulder muscles. The other thing to think about when you're carrying like this is trying not to let your body kind of go into that tilted forward posture. So you really want to think about kind of pulling your hips back more directly underneath your shoulders so that they're in line with your ankles and your shoulders. And that's going to allow you to engage your abdominals a little bit more and decrease some of that low back stress. Another good option is to use a carrier. So there's lots of different versions. This is the Baby Bajorn carrier, which works really well, but there's lots of them out there. So just look and try some different ones, or you talk to your friends and see what ones they may be using. It's kind of awkward to get that on. But this can be really helpful to free up your hands, allow you to get some things done, but still keep that weight distributed evenly so that we're not putting excess strain on your back. Get her tucked in there. There we go. So same principles still apply though. You don't want to be shifting into that forward posture. You want to think about trying to engage your abdominals a little bit, try to keep that straight line. And then that frees up your hands, puts more of the stress on some of those bigger muscles so that you don't have excess stress there. Okay, so then let's talk about how to pick baby up off the floor. So we'll get this undone here. So if we think about how we should put baby on the floor or pick baby up off the floor, the key things are we want to try to use our leg muscles more and not put excess stress on our back. So we want to try to keep our back straight through this movement. I would definitely advise practice the movement without holding baby. Make sure that you're good with your balance and that you can go through that movement smoothly before you're trying to balance and keep baby safe. there's different ways to do it. So it kind of depends on your mobility and your flexibility as well. So one way would be to kind of straddle the area that you're getting ready to set baby down on. And then you're going to keep your back straight, engage your abdominals, and then you're just going to do more of a squat. So lowering down, keeping your back straight, and setting baby down onto the floor. You can also do a lunge or like a kneeling version of that. So you would go down onto your knee. You're going to have one foot forward to kind of distribute your center of, your base of support over your center of gravity, and then you're going to try to keep your back straight, and then you're just going to lift, bring baby close to you first, and then you're going to stand up. So that helps to decrease that load. We can also look at different ways to pick up the car seat. So let's do that next. So we'll get her in here. And so there's different, versions, but even just getting her down into the car seat, you can notice I'm trying not to just round my back. I'm trying to keep my back straight and bend more through my hips. We talk about kind of a hip hinge, so that movement should really come from your hips and not so much from that low back. There we go. Okay, so when we go to pick the car seat up, we want to try to think about kind of that squat again. So there's different versions of this, but one would be to keep your back straight. You're going to squat down. You're going to hold the car seat, trying to keep it as close to you as you can, and then coming straight up. And then you can even carry the car seat like that. Another good hold is to actually take your, whichever hand you're going to carry with, you're going to go through the handle and then hook right here on the little circular ball part there. And then you can engage your core, try to keep your center of gravity there, so you're not shifting off to the side. But that's actually a pretty easy way to hold. It doesn't put too much stress on your back or your shoulders as well. Again, making sure you're not tensing that shoulder up. You could also go from a kneeling position and pick that up. So I'll show you that one. So you could go down, keep your back straight. You could do that hold right from the get-go, and then you're coming straight up like that. So those are just some options, but all of them have to do with we're trying not to round in our low back. We're trying to keep that straighter and hinge more at the hips as we're going through those movements. So I hope those tips are helpful. The same things apply for picking baby up from like the changing table or something like that. Trying not to round in your back, but trying to keep more straight even from those higher surfaces. Sometimes we just get in a hurry and we don't really think about it. But that can make a big difference on how you feel and how much you're able to enjoy your time as a parent. So please, if you're having any problems, if you're experiencing pain, or if you have any questions, especially if you have special circumstances, we would love to sit down, figure out what's going on, and give you some helpful tips to make your life easier.